All right, and we are back at High Stakes MMA, bringing you some Bellator content. So this one's going to be for Bellator 258, Archuleta versus Pettis. It's a stacked card, man, from the prelims all the way to the main card as well, but we're just going to get into the main fights to try to make some money here. I'm not going to worry about the two bottom fights with Henry Corrales and Patchy Mix because they're like minus 1,000 already, so really no need to get us
and if you're looking
any
for
trouble in there.
If you're looking for our picks, it's Corrales and Patchy Mix.
Yeah. All right, so starting off here, can't pass this one up. We're going to dig in the prelims on this one just because it's going to be such a banger. We got Lorenz Larkin facing off against Rafael Carvalho. Lorenz coming in with a 22-7 record, 34 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. The comeback on Carvalho is 34 years old, so same age. The man is 6'3" with a 78-inch reach, so he's going to be the taller, bigger man out there and have about a half a foot of reach. Wasn't really thinking about that. So, yeah, and they're fighting at middleweight, so something to think about there. Lorenz coming off his last fight against, let me see here. His last fight, I believe it was a loss, if I'm not mistaken. No, he won against Kieta Nakamura, decision in Bellator. That was 2 years ago, man. It doesn't even feel like we haven't seen him in that long. So, yeah, good to see that he's back. Before that, he has a big split decision win against Andrei Korshkov, and everybody knows Korshkov's a straight absolute beast. And good win down there against Fernando Gonzalez as well. Fernando Gonzalez arguably beat MVP as well, so man's not a little slouch out there, even though he looks like it. The comeback on Carvalho, the former light heavyweight champion. Yeah, coming down to middleweight here, so he's dropping weight.
Thought he was the middleweight champ.
No, he was the 205, no?
205, maybe so. Yeah, he's he had a little run in Bellator where he was just beating everybody, and then he just hit that wall where he just completely fell off. Oh
no, it was middleweight. You're right. Yeah. So former middleweight champion, not dropping down here. I believe he did a fight at 205 at one point, and that's what I'm probably thinking of here. But yeah, no, he has good wins himself. He beat Manhoff, where that was kind of an aged Manhoff. Beat Alessio Sakara, Nunjaki. But all of his step up in competition, the man has lost instantly. So he hasn't fought in quite a while as well, coming off maybe 6 months or so. Before that, he did face Vadim Nemkov, who is now the champion. So he's not losing just to any slouches out here. But yeah, Lorenz coming off a big layoff himself, and he's coming up here fighting a bigger man. He did his best work, in my opinion, at 170, so I really don't like seeing him here at 185 against a bigger guy like that.
And he's a real bigger guy. I mean, Carvalho is a real bigger dude, but Lorenz, the one thing I do is he's gonna be real quick and light on his feet, and I don't know if Rafael's gonna be able to keep up with him. I think the kicks are gonna be too much. I think he's going to be able to outstrike him. Lorenz really, I mean, even in his UFC career, I mean, he had a lot of tough fights, and he won a lot of tough fights. He beat Neil Magny, who's fighting this weekend. But then when he came over to Bellator, he did lose against Paul Daly and then Diego Lima. Douglas Lima, sorry. Douglas Lima, who's one of the best in the world. So, it's going to be a good fight. I do see Lorenz kind of pulling out that victory. You think it's going to be too much, and the strikes are just going to be overwhelming for Rafael.
Yeah, as far as the line goes, they got this one set at plus 160. Oh, yeah, so I didn't think they would have that pin there, to be honest. It's plus 160 for Carvalho, and Larkin come back minus 185. So, yeah, it looks like the books agree. And, yeah, if I had to pick one on here, I'm definitely taking Carvalho. We actually even got a line on this on the over and under 2.5 minus 205. So I'm actually kind of liking that. And the over is no, I'm sorry. Yeah, the under is plus 165. The over minus 205. Sorry. So yeah, I'm definitely liking that under at plus 165. I think Lorenz can come in here and outpiece him, but I don't want to be like we wait to the weigh-in just because by the time this drops, it'll be time to already get our bets in. So, yeah, I'm taking Larkin on this one, and yeah, I don't hate that under as well.
All right, and for the next one, it's the first one on the main card. We got Michael Venom Page going up against Derek Anderson. So for this one here, Michael Page 18-1 with that one loss coming out of from that knockout from Lima, and Anderson 17-3. Now it's a 175 catchweight fight, so Anderson he is a bigger dude, but Michael Page, that's just gonna work into his advantage too, because he has to cut that weight to get down to 170, and here at 175. He might pack a little more punch. I think he's going to be able to probably do what he wants. Hopefully he don't showboat as much. I want to see him get more serious in there. I know that's his game. That's what people say. But I want to see more activity from him. And I think this guy is capable of a lot more than what we've already seen. I mean, that's hard to say. He's only lost once. But I'm just ready to see him just fight some more upper echelon guys. I know he fought Lima, but... we got to throw him some other guys here so we can actually see him get tested.
Yeah, and he's definitely got a dog in this one against Anderson. I mean, Anderson's not a slouch himself, coming in with multiple wins over Patricky as well. He has fought and has wins over Brandon Gertz, Sayada Wad. He got a loss. He got a loss against Primus and a loss against Campos, so those aren't slouches either, man. So yeah, the man's been doing work for a long time. He's definitely a vet of the sport, been around for about 10 years already. So, and they were been scheduled to fight in the past, and it just fell through. So multiple times, it looks like about 2 times already, and it's fell through. So it's good. Looks like they've known each other. Looks like they definitely want to get this fight back. Being at catch weight, I definitely think that favors Michael Page. But yeah, no, he has a definitely hard task on his hands here. Depending on how that line looks, that would give me more of an opinion on it. And looking at it now, minus 290 for Michael Page, plus 230 for Derek Anderson. So not really any value on Page. Although, I mean, if we're just real here, Michael Page is the superior striker. He's almost Wonder Boy-like. His only downfall, man, has been... really against, like he said, against Lima, where he got knocked out, and prior to that, Lima's my boy, man. We kicked it with that man for a good hour at a fight before, and the man was super chill. I got a love for that dude, but man, he was starting to get pieced up a little bit by Page in that beginning of that fight. So, I mean, arguably he was out there giving one of the best strikers in 170 fit. So, yeah, he's definitely a superior striker. But he did have that hiccup against, like I said, Fernando Gonzalez, where we were at that fight, and it was terrible.
It was the most boring fight.
Granted, people are granted off days, but so put that aside, Michael Page, superior striker. I would definitely give him the edge here no matter what. Minus 290, I don't like it at all. I wouldn't put it I wouldn't do it straight. For sure, I wouldn't do it straight. The under on this 2.5... No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2.5 minus 125.
Yeah, if anything, that's the play.
Yeah, because if you're thinking Michael Page comes out here and gets the win, it's going to be by knockout. Derek Anderson can come out here and try to make it ugly and grind out a decision, and really make it a true fight. If it's at distance, Michael Page is getting that done by a knockout. So the under 2.5 is not bad. Michael Page minus 290. If it goes to the decision, you might be sweating it anyway. So I would like that minus 125. I would more than likely probably put Page in a parlay. Yeah, in a parlay for sure. Looking at it right now, I don't like pairing him with Lorenz so far. So we'll see how we go up this card and see how far it goes. But yeah, Michael Page is definitely the pick. And
yeah, I think he gets it done. But I really like that under 2.5. I think that's definitely worth the stab.
Yeah, for sure. And the next fight is Patricky Pitbull, who we were just talking about, who holds a few L's. Derek Anderson is fighting Peter Quilly. Is he out of SBG, I believe? It's Connor's boy, right? Yeah. Okay, so Peter Quilly coming in here with a 12-5 record. He is 5'9" with a 74-inch reach. And the comeback on Patricky is going to be I know he's short, man. He is 5'7", and I don't 71 inch reach. Yeah, and his record 23-9, and the man's fought killers his whole career. He's got wins over Josh Thompson. He's got wins over Ben Henderson. Not that Josh Thompson that we're thinking of as well. He got wins over Ryan Couture, which is solid. Derek Campos, Toby Yamada, who choked out Jorge Masvidal back in the day. So man's been around for a while. Kawajiri hasn't fought quite recently though. His last fight was over there in Rizin, where he lost to Tofik Musayev, who ended up going on to win that Grand Prix that they were doing there that night in Rizin. So it's not a terrible loss. After that, it looked like he was scheduled to face Peter back in 2020, October 2020, but that fell through. So this SBG and Pitbull Brothers rivalry is heating up again, and it is coming to a clash. And you already know what I'm thinking, man. What about you?
I'm with you. I mean, I like Patricky. I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Pitbull Brothers. This guy is he's
not his brother. He's not his brother. For sure.
He's fought everybody, and even Michael Chandler, he lost to a decision there. He has some tough losses. If you look at his losses, it's against majority of them are against like top echelon dudes. Eddie Alvarez, Chandler twice,
Marcin
Hill.
Animal.
Yeah, he's an animal. I mean, a bunch of top guys, and he's beat a lot of good dudes. More recently, like I know he's washed up now, but Roger Huerta, that you mentioned, the Kawajiri. Yeah, he's not as good as his brother, but he does have that same mentality where he does come in for the kill. He does try to get you out of there, and and with the Quilly, we seen in his last fight. I believe didn't he get stopped?
No, he got a stoppage in round 2.
He got a stoppage. Scope. Okay, so was that one where he was in the wasn't he in the tournament?
No, this is no. You're thinking of
you're right. The other little dude.
Cavallo.
Yeah, there you go. So with this
is that other little beard bald guy from SBG.
Yeah, they all look the same. They're all little leprechauns, But yeah, I definitely think the Pitbull brother is gonna pull it off. Yeah.
I mean, Quilly, he's coming into his own right a little bit. He's got a little bit of heavy hands, but he's nothing like a Pitbull brother. I wouldn't feel confident in this. Is super bad. I don't even know what the line is. I'm going to look at it right now. We're looking at Patricky minus 285 with the comeback on Quilly at plus 225. So, yeah, I hate that. I would, you're telling me that's about Michael Page odds. I don't buy that just because, I don't know, man. Pitbull, at the end of the day, Patricky is a very small guy, so I don't know. I don't think I would take any specific one and throw that one in a parlay. That under is 1.5 plus 120. That doesn't look too bad. I like violence, so again,
minus 285 for Pitbull. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's something worse. I mean, I don't know that much on Quilly to kind of like throw much money at this fight. But I just know what I've seen of Pitbull. And, I'm basically have to make my choice off of that. But so I'll probably stay away as far as the betting goes. But I definitely like Pitbull to get the victory.
Yeah, I mean, and then we're coming off. Quilly's hasn't fought in a year and a half. I mean, almost 2 years. So, yeah, he's coming up on almost my rule here where I almost bet against fighters that are coming off that long layoff. Doesn't always work. I get burned on it sometimes, but... Pitbull is definitely the pick. I'm not really comfortable at that 280 though. I don't feel like that adds a lot of value there, so might just stay away from putting him in anything. And then in the co-main event here, we got Rumble Johnson versus Jose Azivero. Azivero coming in here on what is this? 6 days notice or something like that?
Right, on a 5-fight win streak.
6 days notice on a 5-fight win streak, and I believe he comes out of a good camp with the Pitbull brothers. So, yeah. So, man's from a good camp. He's lost only twice on the regional scene back in 2014 and took a 3-year layoff and started going on a 5-fight win streak. So, the man has been at it for a while. Definitely a jiu-jitsu fighter. He's 29, 6'3", with a 73-inch reach. So 7-2 record. To be honest, I haven't seen much tape on this man at all. But we all know the comeback of Anthony Johnson, 22-6. Man's got just knockout after knockout on his records. He hasn't fought as well. Here comes my rule. He hasn't fought in what?
It's been a while for him.
4 years.
Yeah.
One thing that doesn't leave you though, bro, is power. Power does not leave you. Power does not leave you. And once this 29-year-old just feels that Rumble hit one time, buddy, it's over. So if you can get a prop on that one, Rumble KO, just take that. Yeah. Other than that, I would take anything. Yeah, that's my pick for sure.
Yeah, we seen Rumble back in 2009 at 170 pounds, and it's amazing after all these years, and he's just so huge and jacked, juice to the gills probably over here in Bellator. I know they ain't testing, so he's gonna come in ready to squab. I think they're setting him up for a win here. He had to have been a big ticket to get him back in here. I definitely think he's going to come out banging, and it should be quick. What's the odds on the under on this one?
Minus 160, 1.5.
Minus 160.
That is a steal.
That is great. Do it now before it changes. So if you're hearing this, Rumble under 1.5, minus 160.
Yeah, they don't got no props on them though. Yeah, I love that minus 160.
Take that. Yeah, that's beautiful because he's not gonna want to wait. He's not gonna want to wait this out. He's gonna go in and try and kill or be killed. So that's a good line there, I think, and definitely worth taking a stab on that one
for sure. And then the main event, we got Sergio Pettis versus the Spartan Archuleta. Man, what are they doing this at 35? Yeah, Pettis has fought 2 fights already now at 35, I believe, in Bellator, where previously he was a flyweight in the UFC. So, Archuleta, he's a solid dude, man. He's definitely a go-getter. He is not the champion for no reason. His last fight where he fought Patchy Mix, he did work. You know, Patchy's a great grappler. And he stood at a trouble and controlled the whole time. And before that, he fought a dangerous striker in Henry Corrales and did work as well, man. Went in there and got a decision. His only hiccup coming back in 2019 against Patricio Pitbull, the bigger brother of Patricky, who is, arguably the GOAT. And that was a decision, man. He didn't get knocked out like everybody else is against Pitbull. So the comeback on Pettis, man, he has two big wins. One against Bandejas. One big win. One against Bandejas, and then his debut win against Alfred Kashkan. And that one, it was real fast. He took a punch and then gave one, dropped dude, hopped on the guillotine, subbed him. It was super quick. And the Bandejas fight, he just outpointed him the whole fight. I had a bet on Pettis that whole week, and at the last minute I switched it to Bandejas, and I was kicking myself in the ass all week for that. So stop switching your picks once you feel good on it. And on this one right here, for sure, dude, I'm all over Archuleta, and I'm sure the line reflects it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm on Archuleta on this one. The Apache Mix fight, I remember I had a long parlay, and it was coming down to Mix, and he started off strong. It looked like Archuleta was losing that first round, and then he just turned it around and just dominated the whole rest of the fight. Dude's a monster, and Pettis is just too wishy-washy, he's too up and down, too inconsistent for me to throw some money down against Archuleta. I wonder what the line looks like. Let's see what we got. Minus 180 for one Archuleta, not bad. I like that. I would definitely go in on Archuleta. I think that Archuleta and the under on that Rumble fight is a good parlay to throw it down on.
Throw Page in there too. Yeah. Shit. I like that, to be honest, man. To be honest, it's not even bad. Honestly, it's looking like a favorite night. I know sometimes it looks like a square bet to pick it, and it's going to be super chalky, but hey, it's a fun Friday night, little gamble. We didn't do any tape on this at all.
Just freestyling on this one.
This is pretty much just all the fighters that we know off of off memory and whatnot, and some that we don't. So take it for what it is. It's not as in depth as we do like on our UFC picks, where we actually take time and days and whatnot and break down fights. But for sure, Archuleta. This is, like I said, I wouldn't give out anything I wouldn't bet. So yeah, I would be for sure taking Archuleta in a parlay with that Anthony Johnson. I don't know if I want to do the under 1.5 or just him straight. Either of those two, though, with Archuleta and MVP. And, let it ride. The only one I feel could get upset there is the MVP. But he should do work, man. I don't want to be kicking myself out in the ass later after he gets a sick highlight on them.
Right. So I think parlaying the favorites is not a bad way to go. And as far as over and unders, I'm really liking that under on that Rumble, man. I say that like 4 times already. I got once we get off of this, I'm betting it. So let's do that. Let's see how it works out. I think it's gonna be heavy favorites on Bellator. It should be a fun card. We're going to try to do some more Bellator and PFL and things like that as we move on.
PFL isn't that heavy like it was the last couple weeks. The only really big one on there is Fabricio, but I believe he's like a -600 or something.
But I felt like it wouldn't be right. We wouldn't serve right to the MMA crowd if we didn't at least talk about Bellator coming up. So we are going to start doing some more on that as well. But we just wanted to bring you some picks. So there's your Bellator action. Let's try to get some money this weekend, guys.
Peace out.